In the history of our great nation, many projects, laws, and amendments have been cancelled or passed over. Some of these retractions have been beneficial to our national development and others harmful, but none have been as detrimental to our families and the rest of the United States public as the end of the Yucca Mountain project. In 2008, we made great leaps forward by electing America's first black president. However, one of the first things he did for us as residents of Aiken was cancel our only hope of reducing the radiation being forced upon our children. The Savannah River site has been a major contributor to jobs and our way of life here in Aiken. For that, many of us are grateful. We all agreed to this in choosing our lives here. What we did not choose was the long-term storage of radioactive rods in a temporary manner. The plan was always for this issue to be dealt with. And for many decades, we have been promised a permanent solution to nuclear waste storage. Yucca Mountain was the ideal answer. It was removed from major populations, was devoid of any water that would leak back into Nevada's waterbed, and it was strong. Yet it was cancelled because of protesters that were afraid to be exposed to radiation that would amount to less than the potassium radiation from a banana. They fought this project, but not the atom bomb testing site that was situated much closer to major cities. Instead, they would rather that we be exposed to high level waste that will sit in dry casks for another 10 to 15 years, while our congressmen argue where to build a new repository. Except they will never find a new repository site. A preventative measure, every congressman has gradually passed bills and amendments to defend their own states, including South Carolina. These have guaranteed that there is almost no other place for this waste to be stored. Until a decision is reached, the used fuel rods will sit in their dry casks, emitting fatal levels of radiation long after their containers have deteriorated. The United States government passed a bill before the selection of the Yucca Mountain that prohibited the recycling and reusing of nuclear fuel. This was not done for the fear that it could be used as nuclear weapons, but this hasn't helped our country long term. As of 2009, we have over 62,000 metric tons of spent fuel, and this number increases by 2,400 every year that we spend not solving the problem. This is enough to fill 6 NHL arenas, the majority of which is just sitting in reactors that have long since shut down. 96% of this wasted fuel is still usable and would cause fallout greater than Hiroshima or Nagasaki if it were targeted for explosion. Yet, there is hope. The National Department of Energy has outlined a new repository plan to be in place for construction to begin in 2048. Preliminary sites are being set up to be opened in 2021 and 2025. These sites will take all of the fuel rods sitting at those closed down reactors and remove the source of leaking radiation in those communities. These repositories are victories for those communities, and this new plan is our victory in its own way. We have spent years fighting for this, and we cannot give up now. We have come so far in our journey to make this town, this state, and this country a better and safer place. The closure of Yucca Mountain is just a minor setback to our destination. Senators may argue that this transportation will create a mobile Chernobyl. They may plead vulnerability of their state, but nothing will stop us in reaching our goal. Nothing will stop us from ridding Aiken of radiation and nuclear leakage. We will succeed, and we will give our children and grandchildren the opportunity for a healthy, happy life. Thank you.